And welcome everyone. Gabe the Izzard back in my hometown of Little Rock, Arkansas. And I am going on a walk today. Walking from La Harpe Boulevard, which is right there. La Harpe to the right, going eastbound. And then it turns into Cantrell Road, heading westbound. I am heading south up Chester Street. Now go ahead, tag along. A spin. This is the corner of Markham, which Markham is basically 0 or 1. This is say it's First Street, because the next street up would be Second, and these are anything south would be a south number. Say I'm walking along 117 South Chester Street. Where I started would have been 117 North Chester Street. I'm just going to do this walk because it is such a beautiful day. And it's like, why not get out here and enjoy this beautiful weather and flowers. Coming up on 2nd Street. I believe I've done a walk from west to east on 2nd Street. I'd have to check back on that. The train station is to the west of where I'm standing right now, just a few blocks. I know that I've walked from the Clinton Library to the train station, and I think that I did a walk back on 2nd. Maybe not on the same video, but it makes sense if I did that, because I would have to walk back to my car. This is the very busy intersection of Chester and 3rd Street. You can see downtown right over there, although we really could consider this to be downtown. I'm gonna go ahead and go. There's nothing coming. The Capitol over there, we'll get a better shot of it. And if you keep on going this direction, west on 3rd, it will eventually become Markham. Over here behind this red brick building, that is the old Dillard's headquarters. They built a brand new corporate offices on Cantrell Road, just about a half a mile from here. And it's on the river, has some great views. But up until probably 15 years ago, that was the corporate offices for Dillard's retail stores. Just crossed 4th Street. in old Little Rock. And I say old, meaning 100 years ago, 120 years ago, when they built the Capitol, because it was built right in the beginning of 1900, 121 years ago. This was the outskirts of town, and the Capitol was out of town on a large hill, and there is the state capitol. We are crossing Capitol Avenue. So that was on a hill on the outskirts of town, overlooking Little Rock, the whole city. And it was slowly migrating. It's not saying it was like out of town, but there were farmhouses out here. Not really a suburban area. That is the Arkansas Federal Credit Union, just passed, recently remodeled. My son had a hand in that. Coming up to 6th Street. These one-ways don't have crosswalks. You only really have to watch the one direction of traffic, but there are the typical morons that will sometimes go the wrong way on a one-way. It happens. I've done it. Maybe you've done it. There's the fire station. The Central Fire Station. There are many, many fire stations around Little Rock. That one serves this area that I'm walking in right now. This is the gravel parking lot of Vino's. And also the Weekend Theater. And you should always commit poetry, just saying. And right next to one of the greatest bands in Little Rock, Living Sacrifice. But there's the Weekend Theater. It still has productions. And then, of course, this is Vino's Brew Pub, which they have their own crafted beer and probably some of the best calzones you ever had in your life. Vino's. Vino's has live music. This back area right here is their live music. This is the load-in door for bands to load in. They'll park right here, and there's Green Day's played here, POD's played here, Evanescence played here, all before they were big time. Hell Yeah, Five Finger Death Punch, they've all played here. And this used to be the parking lot where the bands would park. And MIMS, the ambulance provider in this area, has bought that parking lot and paved it, fenced it off, and have used it for themselves. This is our CBS affiliate, KTHV. Their address is actually on Izzard Street. And this is a little food truck area. They have food trucks that are open. And then they also do events in this spot. I've tried to eat at one of the food trucks there, and there were no one in line. I stood there at the window. They were just in there chatting. Never came and said anything to me. Kind of looked at me like, why are you here? But I mean, at 12 o'clock during lunchtime, you would think they would know why someone was there. But that's enough about that. All right, here we go. We'll be crossing over Interstate 630, also known as Wilbur D. Mills. It's also a like Veterans Memorial Highway. And then there is Philander Smith College. That is where historic 9th Street was. Arkansas flag and banner in the building right here, the red brick building. I've been to that place. In another video, I should probably do a better job of tagging videos to the locations that I've been. So if you want to look them up, they would be easier to do. But Philander Smith is a African American college, primarily. I did do a video on Philander Smith and a little bit more of the history of it on a I'm not too sure which video that's on. I did a historic Wright neighborhood where I did the Dunbar Junior High, which used to be a high school. We'll be passing it here shortly in about 6 blocks. We're on 11th Street right now. More of Philander Smith's campus. They are having on-campus classes. I think a lot of it's probably still online due to COVID. Because they added a bunch of housing about 4 years ago, and barely see anyone there at that housing area. They have dorms located here on the campus, but their enrollment had grown so much that they needed extra living spaces, so they moved in some mobile homes to an old vacant lot, which used to be a housing project. They tore those down in early 2000. And they served their purpose. I'm not don't want to say anything bad about them, but they had already served their purpose and they were not in good shape. And the clientele were not helping the situation. Looks like we have a funeral passing through. A little bit more of the campus here. There are a few original buildings, and that is one of them there. These started, I want to say, in the teens, 19 teens, 11, I want to say, but I'm not 100% sure. I did do a Philander Smith walk around, so try to find it. It says right there it was established in 1877, but that was not on this exact location. It's the Loomis armored car hiring right now. Ducking by the redbuds. Here's the Daisy Bates Chester Street intersection. So I'm going to cross. You can get to Central High School heading that way. And then you can head to Main Street, Broadway, in that area that way. This building hasn't had an establishment here in quite a while. The last sign was up there, hanging on this pole, and it was Kim's Country Cooking. Kim spelled with a K, country spelled with a K, and cooking spelled with a K. You can only imagine why. And the words were Kim's Country Cooking. You can only imagine why it didn't succeed in this neighborhood. Not the greatest choice of words to start with K's and intentionally put K's. These houses are boarded up and have been for quite a while. And this corner right here used to have a liquor store. Henry's Liquor. Had been in there for a few times back in my younger days. And then there's the Three Crosses right there. But this vacant area here was the start of those projects. And I can't remember the name of them right off the top of my head. The city owns them because it was a city housing project. And I think that they just either sold or donated the land to Philander Smith so that they could put these mobile homes here and make them a residential living, like a dorm. It's not really dorms, but they are kind of used as dorms. So you can see there's no one out here except for the security guard's car. 2 years ago, there would be people sitting out on the porches and you see activity coming and going, and not anymore. And that's here directly across from Dunbar Community Center, which it has a basketball gym right in there. Has weight equipment. You can come here for a small nominal fee and work out. Has tennis courts It has on the other side a playground. And in this basketball gym, we've seen professional basketball players play here. Derek Fisher has played here. A lot of the Razorback from the 1994 NCAA championship basketball team, they play here. Scotty Thurman, Corliss Williamson, just to name a few. And this is where some Pee Wee football is practiced during football season. Here's a shot of the mobile home. They dressed them up fairly nice, but if you bring it in on wheels and put it together, it's a mobile home. They might call them manufactured homes now. This is the Dunbar Neighborhood Community Garden. I've never been in there, but they have, you can see right there, they got things growing. There's a greenhouse. There actually has chickens and stuff over there. And you can pick every once in a while. I think it's open. I mean, like, I don't know if they just want you to walk in there and grab things, but there might be an attendant there. Then Dunbar Middle School is right back there in the background. And this is a library. This is where you do your early voting. And this is the corner of Wright in Chester. That's the Susan Cowan Williams Library. It's right there. All right, got the red light. No walking signal, so you just have to kind of do it. This is the Allison Presbyterian Church. I love the glass blocks. They were giving out bags of groceries last week. This is actually Wright Avenue right here, going this way and going that way, and then where we just were was 17th Street, heading east. This building, I'm gonna go walk through it, had up until just a few months ago a detail shop, and they came in and they totally stripped it completely out, so now it's nothing but cinder blocks. I mean, they really just they took everything out of here other than the bricks and the studs. I have no idea what they're going to do with it. There's no for sale sign or anything, but this was completely sealed up, and they did detailings right here. The city's finest. Or some of the cities. I don't know how fine they are. They could be great, or they could suck. And this has just been cleaned off, and they're proposing to do some work and develop this. The sign for the development is laying right there on the ground. But I do want to turn and focus on these houses. I love these houses right here. These three, the brickwork on these. is just beautiful. I love the golden brick, but not as much as the black brick. All right, here you go. If you watch my videos, especially the walker ones, you know what's coming up. My bad. You were warned, kind of. This is Greater Missionary Baptist Church right here. It was Wrightsville Elementary School. My son has a soccer ball that's on the roof of that building, and it's been there for about 18 years, maybe not that long, 16. I said, "Hey son, watch this," and I kicked it, and it went on top of the building and it never came down. Oh boy, that's what happens when dads show off. Coming down here to Charles Bussey, which is actually 20th Street. Here on the bottoms. It's a very blue house right there. These houses are for sale. That one, the double shotgun, and then the shotgun right there. Of course, that one has been condemned. It would be a cool place to rehab or even tear down and build another one just like it on this small lot. But whoever buys it is also going to have to deal with this here, which is a drainage. And it goes over there as well. It's right on the rim of it. Now we really kind of crossed into the more residential section of Chester Street. Businesses are all behind us. The schools are behind us. And it's basically just the neighborhoods. A couple houses. And then vacant for a while. People will come and work on them for a while and then stop. I have no idea what kind of house was there on that corner, but you can only imagine the steps that lead up there. And it's a great corner lot. I don't know who owns that. If it's somebody in the neighborhood. But it would be a great location to build a house. Just another shot right here, that corner. If you know this guy, his Philander Smith card is laying right there. back in the early 90s, this section of town was this neighborhood was a section in between Crips and Bloods. There was always a lot of exciting activity going on. Not great activity, but exciting nonetheless. And it's quieted down a great bit since those days. Stack of bricks. Is that a chimney? Things like this is pole. You know, it's just a fence pole, but it's like, what did it look like at one point in time? What was the history of that? This house is being worked on right there. These great big concrete steps with large river rocks. "24th Street. Gone 24 blocks in just over 31 minutes. If I would step up the pace, I could probably hit a block a minute without running, of course. Another little dip right here. So this section right here was actually hit by a tornado in 1999, 22 years ago. It was January of 99. And it came right up this hill. As you can see, there are no trees. There's a little tree, but that's since then. There are no trees up here. They all got wiped out. It was really amazing because the tornado came from this direction. It was heading from southwest to northeast. It took out the trees here, and when it hit this hill, it kind of made a little jump. You can see it's right here. There's no trees. It was heading that way. This is a dangerous road to cross. Just crossed Roosevelt Road, which I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty insane. But yeah, that tornado rolled straight through there. That was the path. Went towards 17th and Main, then on through MacArthur Park, and then on across the river. But it's something to see that there's no large trees here. And these trees were planted after the fact. But then you go just right here on the other side, big tree. And when I say big tree, I'm just meaning one of the old growth trees from around this time, which would be about 70, 80 years old. Old oaks. But you can see the trees down here, they survived. Trees up here, gone. Cruising down across 26th Street. There's some, still a few good value homes that you could probably purchase and renovate. But a lot of those are getting snapped up. A lot of people were scared of south of Roosevelt just because it's more things happen down here. But as you see, it's a quiet, nice neighborhood. God bless you. All right. It's a cool house right up there. I like how the houses have the stairways leading up. These houses are on hills, basically. When these trees were gone, they're kind of had a view. It's funny that we always see trees around, but these have two sets of steps. But whenever these were all developed, it was just wiped completely out. Coming up on 28th Street, and this is where I'm going to call it an end. Chester Street does continue on past this dead end, but I'm not going to roll through it. It's quite a detour. And there's only just a handful of blocks that are left down there. Only way I would do it is if maybe there was a trail. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I like this little nook here. That house kind of all hidden back here, secluded away. Pretty neat. All right, that's it. I hit the shade, hit a dead end right here on this end of Chester Street. There's homes back there that I'm not going to. I'm going to call it a quits. The red line. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this walk down Chester Street from La Harpe, Cantrell, to just south of 28th Street. We'll just say that's 29th. Dead end of 28th in Chester. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the views. Comment if you have something to say. And in the meantime, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And look at this beautiful RV, the Executive. That is, in its day, that was the deal right there, buddy. Pretty slick. Big old house on top of a hill. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Later. Hopefully in 10,000 years, somebody will look at these footprints and think Gabe the Izzard was here, and then vanished.